Hi, my name is Allyson Reneau, and greetings from the Amazon rainforest. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine I would be in such a beautiful place. And welcome to all of our listeners worldwide. I am the mother of 11 children. After I raised my children, I went to Harvard and received my master's degree and graduated in 2016 in international relations with a focus in U.S. space policy. I also attended International Space University. From there, I worked at NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C. in the Office of International Relations, where we worked every day with our major space partners. But I began to see as I was there a great need for emerging space nations, and so I began to spin off into my own business of international space consulting and helping people all over the world. Several months ago, I received a video from the chief of the Marubo tribe in the Amazon rainforest, and he began to request of me 20 Starlinks for all of his villages. And so now I would like to introduce to you my dear friend, Enoque Marubo, Chief of Chiefs of the Marubo tribe in the Amazon rainforest.
Então eu estou aqui para compartilhar com o mundo. Nós estamos aqui no Vale do Javari, no segundo maior território do país, com 8,5 milhões de hectares. Nós fazemos parte da tribo Marubo, aqui no Amazonas. Gostaria de compartilhar com vocês a importância da conectividade para a Amazônia e também fazer alguns agradecimentos que não seria possível essa conectividade através da Starlink dentro da Amazônia, que a Allyson trouxe para nós, abriu para nós essas portas que realmente são muito importantes, não só para a comunicação, para a educação, para salvar até vidas, mas também para todo um povo, para eles se comunicarem.
When I watched this video from my friend Enoque, I began to see the need for Starlink in the Amazon rainforest. The needs were communication between villages, monitoring of invasions, fires, education, as well as medical emergencies. I knew if I could help with this, it would save so many lives. And I had a mother's heart, and it really touched me deeply, and I decided I would do it. I didn't have the money, but I decided to find a way to fundraise to buy the 20 Starlinks that were requested. So I started with donating a little myself, and suddenly my 11 children began to donate, and then also many of my friends, because we loved and we cared for these people. And then we ordered the Starlinks, and they began to arrive in Cruzeiro do Sul, the closest city to the tribes. And the thing I was most excited about is that they asked me to come and help deliver the Starlinks in person. So I flew into Cruzeiro do Sul and began the journey to Capivanaway. It was a very, very difficult journey through the Amazon jungle. It was 50 kilometers, which is also 30 miles. It's on foot. The terrain is rough, very difficult. And also when you cross creeks and waterways, sometimes there's just one little post to walk across, and there's really no margin of error. And I began to see, even as a runner and an athlete myself, this was the most difficult thing I had ever done. Then we took another boat ride to the village, and we arrived. We arrived exhausted. There was a team of about 6 of us, and everyone here was so hospitable and generous and cooked for us and made us feel so welcome. When I arrived in the village, I had the surprise of my life. Every chief from every village was here to receive their Starlink kit, and I had the pleasure of being able to hand each and every chief his personal Starlink. Then we began the process of traveling from village to village to set up the Starlink. And what an amazing journey it was. We would get in the boat and we would travel for sometimes a few hours. And when we would arrive at the village, the men would be there waiting for us, and we would help them, and they did most of the work, build the big tall stand to be able to mount the satellite dish on top of it. And then we would log in, and Enoque would calibrate, and miraculously, we were live out in the middle of the jungle. And as we are right now, actually broadcasting this as well. And I think that Elon Musk's vision and his product is extraordinary, and I'm so impressed by it. The villages themselves have no electricity, so all of the dishes are powered by solar. And also for us as guests here, and as well as the people in the village, there's no running water, so I am washing my clothes in the river. I am taking a bath in the river. I am cooling off in the river. I am drinking from the river. And in addition, we are sleeping in hammocks in the open air. And actually, I'm having the time of my life. In closing, I'd like to say that I have fallen in love with the Marubo tribe. But their greatest need is the path that actually brought me here. This treacherous journey, fraught with difficulties, wild animals, big insects, and rough terrain, is really impossible for a sick person to get into the city to have medical treatment. When women are pregnant and they're having difficulties giving birth, it's not possible. I know stories of women who've had babies who've tripped over logs and hurt themselves. The need to fix the path from here at Capivanna Way back to Cruzeiro do Sul is absolutely essential. And what is really exciting is the men here in the tribes are willing to do the labor, and all they need is the materials. And this will only cost us $15,000. And then on top of that, we would like to have one quadricycle, which is a four-wheeler, because then it would only take 1 hour instead of 2 days to travel, and many, many lives would be saved. The cost of this quadricycle four-wheeler is only $20,000. So that's going to be our next step. And if you're interested at all in contributing to this amazing project, again, these are the most primitive non-contacted tribes in the Amazon. It's worth preserving their culture. It's worth learning and studying and growing from all the things that they know. You can contact me at my email at AllysonReneau@gmail.com. And now I'd like my friend Enoque, the Chief of Chiefs, the big boss, to close, and I would like to hear what he has to say.
Complementando o que a Allyson está falando relacionado a esse caminho, há 100 anos os marubos utilizam esse caminho que fica no Vale do Javari. É um caminho que tem suas dificuldades, as coisas não são fáceis, mas que ao longo desses anos o povo marubo tem tentado fazer melhorias para que realmente possa trazer qualidade de vida para o povo que realmente precisa. Nós, da associação, nós precisamos buscar pessoas que realmente possam colaborar conosco e possa trazer qualidade de vida para esse povo que muitas vezes tem as dificuldades na questão da saúde, e o caminho é um dos acessos para a cidade, para poder salvar vidas muitas vezes, e é importante que realmente tenha pessoas para colaborar conosco nessa grande jornada.
Thank you.